All right, hopefully that's good. Well, hello. Looks as if, let me see. Can we see? There's no point in seeing the cards down here. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Hello. Welcome. 22 in the chat as I look down. Thank you to everybody who likes the video. Somebody pointed out to me that there is a thing in the chat that you can press that's like a heart and it sends a reaction, and they thought that that's what the like button was because that was what they could see. So I just want to remind you that the like button and the heart react button are not the same. I don't even go in the chat, and I kind of would have thought the same thing because isn't that like what it does on Facebook? So thank you to everybody who always comes in and shows that support. I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, we have a lot of decks. Whenever we have this, I've already blessed, I've already shuffled. However, you know me, I'm going to shuffle on camera. I just prefer to do that. So let's go ahead and start. First, I just want to inform you of what this is, okay? The divine masculines have been experiencing all these changes for all these years and all this time. There's always these seasons where certain energies are concentrated. Certain areas of their life are the primary focus. And I think that this energy is something that is so transformative that it's touching a lot of different things. So let's start here. The first thing I want to know is, how is this change, and I can kind of start shuffling to get our card. How is this change that they're experiencing being communicated to them? Because that's the first thing that comes to me, is that they know. Wow. All paths lead home. Inner authority. That's Emperor energy coming through strong. Intuition. Turn your gaze within. The mirroring. A new earth. And I think that, I believe this might just be an archway, but it also seems like something rising from, I don't know, I can't exactly tell what this is. And then here we have this same shape. So I don't know. There's something about this that says it's the new earth comes from within. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. We have talked about the vision, and I think this is how they're receiving this message, is like, I know I'm supposed to be somewhere, but I don't think that this is it. But the somewhere I think I'm supposed to be is so unknown and unfamiliar to me. So the idea of a new earth to a divine masculine who's never heard the concept, imagine the first time you heard the idea of a new earth, an earth coming down. For some, you might hear the kingdom of heaven will come down. Whatever different way you might have heard this idea of things not being the way that they are. And what's coming is power, powerful. So what are we missing about this? I think they don't understand what we understand because they don't know what we know, but they do know that this is occurring. Ooh, you've got the love. And this says, do it the right way. What we don't understand is that the divine masculine is not allowed to bring this energy of basically kind of like the other side of the lower vibes of separation. Divine feminines, some of us have experienced our own worst days and all that. We know what the lower side for the divine feminine can look like, that lower expression. The divine masculines will be similar and yet different, and I think more destructive. And so to see that the divine masculines must be in a constructive building energy. And it's because they can finally be home in their new earth, in the place that they've been seeing, but didn't know how to get to, and thought it was through money, thought it was through careers, thought it was through, maybe even women, or I can even just say partners, right? They thought that there was some methodology, and now they're finding out there's something important, an inner authority speaking to me, and I must follow. So, wow, we're right out the gate. I think that this is such an important reading for right now. And this is, to me, until I feel otherwise, this reading is timeless because this energy is so big. But if you're not ready for it, the divine accommodation will come. And you may come upon this later. You may also come upon this later and need to reprocess this moment. So take a minute and think about where you are on your journey. Take a minute and go within, because we do have this turn your gaze within. And the next deck happens to be the Light Seer's Tarot. So there's something about this that feels really important, like there is a message in it for you. As a matter of fact, wow, judgment and the freedom to escape judgment, to be the spirit holy, even when you do not feel in your fullness in the physical. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, divine feminine. So, whoa, separation is a myth. High priestess comes out here. So what we need to know is the divine masculine is receiving this message. And I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that the high priestess shows up right after judgment, the 20, and now we see the 2. The fresh start is needed for both partners. And I think that's the part for them. The condemnation they feel in the world that they're in keeps them low, keeps them feeling down. And so to be able to go home and have that builder energy, right, instead of the destructive energy, this is where they needed that 0, that fresh start. To see the high priestess and the divine feminine and this turn your gaze within, and then we have the high priestess, eyes closed, gazing within. I don't think this is an accident. What is the here, let's put this down for a moment. So 6 of Six of Pentacles. What is coming through is a strengthening of their gifts. And I often talk about how this is the divine masculine's way of showing love. I believe this is saying they are receiving the gift of love. That is a multifaceted answer, but the one thing that I must be clear on is the gift of love that they're receiving from divine is the ability to do so. They're receiving a lot of different things here, but I think that this red palm in the hand, it's not the flower of life, but it's got vibes. I believe that this pentacle in their hand is that pure love that they need to access somehow with you and divine, and there's no other way. That's giving me Lover's card vibes. Oh, well, and this is 6 too. Okay, interesting. So what are we missing though? What don't we understand about this? They're getting the message that they need to go within so they can realize the hidden message we saw before we even started here, which is free yourself from judgment, because that's what's holding you back. And in the new land, you won't have that. But what is it that they see that we might not necessarily understand? We might need to go deeper on this card individually, like go look it up on Google after the reading kind of thing, if it comes to us. So now we have the High Priestess and Justice. There's something about this that feels important. Okay. Focus, Grace. So we have Justice, and now what we have, I don't know if you noticed, I put the card down, and here the back of the deck in this other deck is eyes open. Here we have eyes closed. Now this Justice card 1-1 comes out, and mind you, one of the things I've been trying to express to people about twin flames that a lot of people don't quite understand is that 1 + 1 does not equal 2 for twin flames. 1 + 1 equals 11. And that's how the forces of our power combine, and that's what that synergy between us can create. It's like combustion. I cannot explain it. To see these cards come out with the love the divine masculine's way of showing love, the divine masculine's gifts, the the ways that they will be able to pay back their debts, to have the eyes open, eyes closed imagery show up again. Turn your gaze within, the mirror image in the reflection in, I guess, what is water or something, but I don't even know, because as I turn this over, there is no water. I don't even know how this, what in the world? It's just like a whole, I don't even know what's happening. And this might be what's within. And maybe for the divine feminine that we're seeing here, this feels like maybe feminine energy. What is feminine energy going within, holding the sword and the scales? What does that feel like for you? But the question is, what does it feel like for the divine masculine? What is it that you want justice for? Because there is something similar in their life. And for that to show up in the this light seers deck is really important, because it's giving me this light worker energy. You guys know that's really important to me. It's really important for us as twin flames. We're a part of a huge network of light workers. For it to show up here and the divine masculine with going within, and it just, there's something so important that says they needed to be fired up, dang near infuriated. They needed it, because once they went within, I think that they are dealing with a justice that created that rage that I can also often sense in them. So now what is the divine wisdom? What do we need to understand that they are receiving and have been receiving in this time that is a major source of their transformation, where they're choosing to participate, where they're finally willing to be really an active partner in the divine alignment that we've been in for a long time? Because once they finally step in, once we're all together again, that's that lover's energy. That synergy between the three, the checks and balances between us and divine, that keeps us where we need to be and on mission, but also happy. Because we're looking out for each other. We're looking out for the people around us. We have the bigger cause in our life. So I said this is kind of important. What's the wisdom? Floating memories. Floating memories. Okay, so once again, woman, eyes closed. Floating memories. Turn your gaze within. The wisdom that they're receiving is floating memories. There are things that have been coming to them, and this is giving me such fire, flame, even a little bit of like sun card, but I don't know, it's giving me more, I don't want to say emperor just because of the colors. There's like a masculine energy to it. I can't quite explain it, even though I think this is a feminine figure. I think they might be boobies. So, pardon me. They've been getting so much more than we know, meaning they've gone within before. They've been doing this. What do we not understand about this wisdom that they've received from these memories? The turquoise sea and Oceania. So we've got two, like, sea related. To me, that means the wide depth. We don't know how deep they are, mainly because I think that their depth is a little bit different than ours. It opened to Earth Song. Interesting, right? Okay, so golden memories. Hold on, let me find back here, right? Floating memories. Oh, this card signifies a wondrous experience is coming your way. That's the vision they've been holding this whole time. That there is something good. The thing that they don't know what a new earth means unless your DM is in some sort of spiritual profession, right? Then that's a different story, right? You know, you're probably unique. But I'm talking about the vast majority whose divine masculines are going to be the more 3D focused individual in the dynamic. And for them to know this is usually going to be like, they've heard that Mercury's in Gatorade type level of understanding. Like if they've heard it, they don't get it at all. Okay. So They know that something wonderful and wondrous is coming. And to see that it's a floating memory, and the vibe that I got from this was, I cannot explain it. It's really, I know that the colors are warm, but there's something about this sun looking whatever this is that feels like fire, not the sun. And it's making me think about when you're really, really cold and then the sun hits you and your body just starts to almost like like it's like a wave of pleasure. Am I tripping when I say that? Is that like weird? I don't know if you, maybe if you're not from a sunny place, you've never experienced that where you're laying outside long enough and it's just like this wonderful warmth and it gives you like a shiver almost. Even maybe when it's cold out and you go outside and the sun warms you to that perfect temperature and it's like, oh, I cannot explain it. That's what I'm getting from this card. And I think that this is like a magnet for them. And they're starting to realize they see it when they close their eye. Oh my gosh. Okay. They're starting to realize they see it when they close their eyes. They're starting to understand that they have to go within. They've been listening. Okay. Okay, Grace, you're freaking out. Yet, in order for this new experience to manifest in your life, you must first come to terms with and release the past. And this is what they've been working on really for the last 7 years. But this year has been all about this purging. Before the eclipse, there was a major closure that all of us went through. So everybody's been going through that, but they've been going through it a lot since the eclipse too. You are ready for this release to occur. All it will take is a conscious desire to do so, to be an active participant. That's the wisdom they received. Here, if anyone wants to put that in the comments for anyone who might want to read it, and I'll try to remember to. Oh, did I show you both to pin it? Thanks to everybody who helps out those who are visually impaired or dealing with like a temporary visual impairment. We really appreciate you guys here. It's a lot for me to do even this stuff. So thank you so much to everybody that takes that time. All right. Now let's look at turquoise sea. RST. Okay. This card is alerting you to the fact that in order for you to heal your relationship with another, you must first heal the relationship you have with yourself. The very first clarifier that we got about this message that they've been getting, that only they as twin flames, divine masculines, are going to receive. This is incredible. Life is a constant struggle between the intellect and the soul. Don't even get me started. Here, I'll do this again. Thank you so much. I just hold it up long enough so you can screenshot. Okay. All right. Your relationship with yourself determines what kind of relationships you have with others. Be kind to yourself. Okay. All right. And the last one was Oceana, right? Oceana. Oh. Oh, no more wounds. You wish. It's life. Oceana is the balancer of emotions and the gifts. The gifts, that's here. We just talked about the gifts. And this is the wisdom of the floating memories is also helping us providing the gifts. Okay. This, and the gift she brings you, I read that weird, but get it. The gift she brings you is one of healing. This will help you to cope with the everyday stresses that you experience. Oh, you are a sensitive soul, and because of this, the world can seem rather harsh at times. Oh, divine masculine. I try to tell you guys. They need to be able to admit this, though, because that's acting tough doesn't get you anywhere. That's why so many people really hate narcissistic people, even though the one thing that if the narcissist didn't have that, there's like a one flip that would need to be switched. And I think that divine can do something with that. They just need to be loved properly. That's the issue. But they can't be loved properly because of that one switch, right? That's typically going to be the issue no matter what all the other stuff is. If that one switch of letting someone in and not just using them could be switched. But there's something here that says if you can acknowledge what you are missing, if you can admit that you feel like a victim, even if you're not, that you just feel bad, Oh, it can change everything. And I think that's the one thing that narcissists have, which is truly to me the sin of pride. That's the switch. Flip that switch and it'll change, and you can open yourself up. Oh, it's powerful. Okay. Oh, I didn't show that one. Maybe we're not supposed to, yeah. Now, what is it that the divine masculine is most looking forward to when they see this vision of divine feminine? Especially this, we have our eyes open. Yeah, I think I kind of want to ask that, like, in your awareness, not just when you go within to try to see it. Sometimes when I'm writing my stories, I will close my eyes. Like, I'll actually, as I think about it and close my eyes now, I usually do it when I'm about to go to sleep. It's a great way as an author to fall asleep. To be honest with you, you fall asleep in your story. It's pretty cool. Sometimes you dream about it. And so I would close my eyes and I would put myself in the beginning of the scene inside of a character, and I wouldn't let myself just kind of rush through it. I would make myself walk through the room. What does it feel like? Is it dark? Is it nighttime? Is it daytime? Like, I'm going, you know what I mean? To me, this is what the divine masculine does when they go within. And then when I'm walking around living my life and I'm just doing stuff with, and maybe I'm not going to write something down, but maybe I'm going to do some planning or whatever, I can kind of tap back into that almost like it's a memory. And I think that that's what's happening. They tap in to this vision that they've been seeing, because more and more, like every time I go into the same scene in my head as I'm working it out until I actually do write it, I'm probably looking at it from one character and then this character. Oh, and then you know what? If I were a fly on the wall, what would it look like overall? Would I understand the tension? Because now I get to be the audience too. So there's something about this that feels like the divine masculine is able to understand this place. And because they can see it so clearly, the one thing that has finally clicked is it's not here. That's the most important part. What is it that they saw in divine feminine that helped them realize it's not here, but it's not just a dream, it's real? Compassion. Yeah, that's wild. So what do we need to understand? What is it that they think about when it comes to... Oh, wow, it wasn't going to be the card. I just wanted to see what came up, but now it's the card anyways. This is what they see and this is what they want. This is what makes it worth it, knowing you'll be there. And there's something about this. Oh my goodness. I only saw this person at the moment. They're laying down at the bottom of the image, and their butterfly wings, you can see they're a little tired. They're exhausted, I think. They're laying down and there's this angel. And her face, she's taking pity, or maybe she's even so happy. Have you ever saw someone you love that never takes a break sleeping and you just feel like, oh, thank goodness, I'm so happy for you. Like, so there's something about this. It's like, I've just made it through the portal. I've just made it to the new earth. And I need this when I get there. Oh, this is so important. Okay, but what do we need to understand about this? Freedom. Divine masculine. Oh, this was deep. I remember that was Mr. Lightwork's most important thing, was freedom. And I remember kind of being confused by it, because that was what he used to not want to be in a relationship. He said a few other things, but it was like all kind of based on, I just want to be free to do what I want to do. And I remember writing an affirmation that was like, we are bound, yet we are free. And it's really special what's been able to come from that. Not just because I got what yeah, my DM. No, because of him. To be able to feel freedom with someone that he always assumed was going to hurt him because of the old way of thinking. Remember the intellect that his soul is fighting with. But it's the compassion that the divine feminine shows that makes the divine masculine say, all right, let me test it out. If there's a new earth, let me try to fly there and get there and see what happens. And if it works, I'll stay. But if it doesn't work, then don't ever tell me. That's them. With a lot of things. A lot of us already know that about them. We don't want them to be that way about us, but That's because we're in that moment, we're making it about us. That's just how they can be sometimes. So, what are we missing? What have we not considered about this excitement they have in seeing freedom? And yet, the bond of a connection that can be cultivated in person, okay? Like the beautiful things that can happen when we build together. Ah, healing. This reading just flows in upon itself. We're using, what, 7 different decks? Oh, the path. How cute. I didn't even mean to. I just kind of filled the space as I was thinking, okay, what are we supposed to be looking at today? So to see this healing show up, ah, this is really special to me because I think that the divine masculine collective underestimates their divine feminine most times when it comes to, making the boo boo feel better type stuff. It might sound silly, but I don't think they realize what love does. We're not just talking about a divine feminine, like, I know a lot about psychology, so I can help Mr. Lightwork with stuff with his family. And, we all have that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was just me. That actually makes me feel a little bit better that 30% of America suffers with that, or, that kind of stuff. So it's like, that kind of healing is really powerful because think about it, it's healing that you would probably pay somebody for, right? A psychologist, doctor, think about those kind of healers. But to have love, just someone who's there to be compassionate, that allows you to be yourself and just be free and go do your thing and come home and share your life and your world with them, like, man, that level of healing, they underestimate it because they've never seen anything like it. And so what's really beautiful is that somehow a part of them is aware you have that to offer, even though they have no idea how deep it goes, especially now with all the work you've done, with all the ascension you've done, like even separate from your twin flame journey. Compassion 2.0. They have not seen anything like it. So what is it that, since we're talking about spiritual gifting and what they're excited about in you, what are they excited about in themselves, in their own life? Wow, High Priestess is back. Intuition. Eyes closed again. This is unreal. We have now, and I mean, even this person's eyes are closed. Everybody's eyes are closed. I'm saying this person's eyes are closed. I'm just kidding. Is there anybody else? But I think that they're all looking away. That's interesting. So you can't tell. That's actually kind of dope. This eyes are closed, but I think theirs are open. But it kind of goes with our theme, right? Like, dude. So all I'm saying is there's something really important that the divine masculine keeps going back to that vision for. They're closing their eyes. They're trying to see the rooms. They're trying to see the buildings. They're trying to see the kingdom. What does this place look like? They're trying to picture the new earth. They don't even know it. They're trying to picture your shared estate. They don't even know it. They just know that it's the right place for them and they're supposed to be there. And oh, they know you're there. They have no idea what it even means. They don't know. I don't even know if they know it's there. It's not what I'm saying. Some of them might just want to go because you're there. And I say that because a lot of them, when we think about the Ten of Pentacles, they cannot see themselves. They can see you, but they cannot see themselves in that. It just doesn't feel right. A lot of them have issues with self-worth. A lot of them have issues with, they might be, prideful and boastful and all these different things in person, trying to have this machismo or this bravado, but really they're wounded. A lot of them are little boys and little girls, not literally. And they're just, that inner child is so broken. I think that there is a warmth that comes from the divine feminine that's almost like the sun to a plant. Any of you who garden, grow things, I mean, it's amazing how tall or long or big or what. It's like, whoa. And the divine masculine wanting to experience the intuition that I think they've seen you have, says that they believe that there may be more to who they are. If they get to go to that place, maybe they should try to fit in and belong. This is where the active participation is coming in, and it says, hey, this is where you're supposed to be. I don't think they know how much work you've done on the new earth already. That your spiritual kingdom is so big and so powerful. Did I did I shuffle this? I don't remember now. So if I didn't shuffle it, remember I shuffled before, but I'm pretty sure. Did I? Or did I just pick it up? All right. We're going to take this. So we have, wow, and there are a lot of, feels like major arcana. I guess we've only had a couple actual tarot decks. So I think that energetically, the divine masculine senses that this is the way to go. And I love the fact that we have the sun card grown up. I kind of mentioned the sun here. And now in this card, there's this orange and yellow, just like back here, as well as someone on horseback older with that same orange flag of acceptance that the sun card child that I just talked about, the inner child, I think they know that this is something that they've always wanted. And think about this. When you're a kid, in whatever country you live in, there's probably specific things that you want to be. In America, I think I wanted to be the president. I wanted to be a model. I think I wanted to be an astronaut. Like, what did you want to be? Think about that and think like, I didn't really want to be probably anything too realistic. Some kids did, but most of us thought just, that sounds cool. Career day, I'm just going to pick 3 of them. I don't know. I'm going to be an astronaut model Barbie. Like, you're like, okay. So there's something really powerful about the childhood dream for a divine masculine because, yeah, they might have wanted to be a firefighter or a cop or whatever they saw, but deep down, what they wanted is the life of that person. And they knew. Again, I don't know how we know this, and maybe it doesn't hold true for society nowadays, so don't come for me. But when we were young, we knew people were supposed to get married and be in love. We just knew that's how it worked because we saw it everywhere. That's why rom-coms exist, so they can be romantic and get married and have babies sitting in the carriage. You know what I mean? So for them to kind of be on the horse of their youth, the flag of acceptance of their youth. When you're a child, you just accept that, especially if they tell you can be anything you want, that you can be anything you want, and you're going to do it with this person, and maybe you might have kids or animals or whatever you're going to do, and it's going to be magical. That is the level of freedom and acceptance I feel from the divine masculine as they ride into this. It feels like victory for them. What do we not understand that they're excited about? You guys, Ace of Pentacles, prosperity begins. Planting a seed with a divine partner. This is not one person's hand. These are 2 hands of 2 different people deciding to start their life together. This is really important. And I said it's like the light to a sun, and here we have this peach tree. Sorry, not the light to the sun. It's like the sun to a plant. And it's very interesting because now as I look at this intuition card, this high priestess with the protection and the wisdom of the universe, there is a door behind. And behind the door, through the cracks, is this bright golden light. The same light I see behind the triumph, the same light I see here, the same light, honestly, that I see in the high priestess forehead. I believe that the divine masculine has downloaded. Oh, wow. And I just realized we have the 2s are only the things on the table right now. The divine masculine has downloaded some really important information, and they keep going back. They're not going to leave that space. They're going to be spending some time in the 5D for a little while here, which, to be honest, I think if that's what this is so weird. I was just like, they might have been activated in the solar flares. And then I'm thinking, the sun, the new earth. People just see auroras. I think they're supposed to happen again sometime in the next few days or something. And there's a planetary alignment. We've got a divine masculine who is getting a lot of downloads from, I think, places that some of it wasn't even on the calendar, people. Do you understand that? Some of the things that are happening, I need you to think about this, because when I make a big deal about stuff, remember, I am not an astrologer. I'm not like, you need to read about. I'm telling you, the things that I'm finding are absolutely glorious. And I find them from people who I'm listening to or searching, and they say this is a very rare celestial event, and they tell you how long it's been since it happened. But I'm talking about auroras just out of nowhere, everywhere almost. Like, I'm talking about people being able to look up and see planets. I know it happens all the time, but not like this. Not all at once. Not so close together. There is something happening, and right after a movie came out called Don't Look Up. Come on, you guys. I just want you to start putting everything together. Just put it together, okay? Because even if you have a different theory than I do about what's happening, you can get a lot of insight from what's going down about your DM, because that's the stuff they're going to be in. That's the stuff they're going to see. And there are things that are happening that you don't know. Like, you might have known about the solar flares, but you don't know about other stuff like that that's not on the calendar. Just remember. Now, I want to know what the divine masculine's really afraid of. Because we know that with all of this coming in, one of the issues we've dealt with them is fear, is running away, is not, too many cards, is not doing what needs to be done because they might not be comfortable with it. They might not feel competent. Well, what is it? Four of Wands and the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands, and this is the husband card and the wedding card. But it don't look like what you would think those two would look like, that's for sure. Okay, I need one card, please. That's the agreement tonight. All right. So what is it that they're afraid of even now? The Mother of Wands. Okay, so we just saw the Father of Wands and the Four of Wands, the husband. This is the wife. Are you afraid of the wife? And the Mother of Pentacles. I think they might be afraid of the But no, I have a better understanding of this. So, interesting that we have High Priestess and Queens, and okay. And well, hold on really quick. Oof. All right. This is pretty simple to explain, people. We have the Mother of Pentacles, the Mother of Wands. The Mother of Pentacles and the Mother of Wands depicted here today happen to be a deer and a snake. And let's just be real. If I told you to look at these two and tell me which one was good or bad, again, nowadays you might say the snake is beautiful. But most people around the world, just from a human perspective, would say the deer. The deer is good for not only, safety, like I'm not afraid of it like that, but I could also eat it. I think that's how some people would see it. Whereas the snake, some people do eat snake, but a lot of people say it would be too hard to catch. It's venomous, it's not good in the area, whatever. So this is how humankind has treated the snake. We have the Queen of Wands, which shows up in the twin flame space as like a karmic energy, and the Queen of Pentacles that shows up in the twin flame space as what the divine masculine needs. I do believe that most twin flames are going to be dealing with the King of Pentacles divine masculine, mainly because we have a mission that all of us need to be able to afford to at least live our lives. If not, like, some people have to do bigger things. Some people have to have the ability to help a lot of people. So all of us are going to be abundance minded. And I think the divine masculine has been hurt by the snake, by the Queen of Wands, who has taken. So interesting. Here we have the Mother of Pentacles is with a little fawn. I don't know, doe, whatever. There's a baby deer. There's a Bambi and a mama. Oh no. And then over here, the snake has the eggs, which I'm going to assume are the babies, I guess. But in this case, it kind of could look like, well, this mother got to have her baby, but whoever this mother is, it's almost like it's not the snake. Maybe it was supposed to be a bird, but instead the snake came in, and now the snake is going to eat these eggs. And so there's something kind of going on here where it's like this person came in and not only stole the divine masculine's love, which to me actually sounds like a switch up. Like this, they pretended to be a bird, but they were a snake. Not that they got rid of the bird. Well, dang, as I say that, I mean, dang. I don't know. It might be that they did get rid of the divine feminine in some cases. But mainly, the point that I should need to finish it, Grace, is that This karmic person stole the divine masculine's dreams and ideas and ruined their efforts and went against them and made things really difficult for them. And they have been so hurt by that that's why they're desperate for freedom. They don't want to be wrapped up like this anymore. It scares them. I think that was true for Mr. Lightwork back then. You guys got to understand, Mr. Lightwork found Jesus. Now, and some of you are going to be like, whatever, you're just a Christian too. No, you don't understand. Like, I did not try to make him a Christian, and not even a little bit. So when I say that Mr. Lightwork is a different person, in like he tapped into a different side of himself, some of you guys remember him from years ago, how he used to be, how he used to think, how he used to talk. He was just a different person. I want you to understand there's something really special that can happen once that love hits them. But you can't love everybody out of their pain. They have to be open to it. It took him a while to open up to it. Luckily, I was going through some stuff and it just happened to work. Years before, years after, like right now, I would never do what I did to get with Mr. Lightwork back then. So I want you to recognize whatever your story is going to end up being, however you two get together, however you come together in a way that is really peaceful and beautiful and right for you, your DM might still come in with this pain, but at least at that point when they say, I'm ready to try this with you, what they probably actually mean is, I'm ready to let myself be healed because I don't even know who I am to say, I'm going to try this with you. Everything I've ever known has been taken by karma. That's how they feel. So we have a lot, I think, of things for them to be afraid of. But what is it that they're doing in the physical regardless? What do we... Oh, it's the fool. Hold on, we're going to shuffle. Make sure you shuffle, Grace. One card. What is it that they're going to do in the physical world regardless of all this? Regardless of the fear, no matter what the worries are, what is it? Two of Pentacles. They're going to make the hard choices. This has been coming up in readings. Hard choices and making the decision to go with the... And it's so interesting. The Six of Pentacles in this other deck that I use and the Two of Pentacles are very similar. They both have scales on them. And we also have, as I'm saying that, with the Six of Pentacles, we have Justice. So even if you can't think of scales, you can understand why I would say this person is a human scale. They're standing on one leg, they're balancing, and it's helping them figure out which of these is actually heavier. And so to see this show up, what are they doing in the physical? They're making the hard choices and they're weighing and measuring everything because soon they're going to hop on one of these boats and they're going somewhere. They're going to the new earth. That's how they think they're supposed to get there. I mean, and as I say that, both of these have water. So maybe they're not crazy to think that, yeah? And to see somebody who has been... Mind you, oh my goodness, I just realized something. I mean, this one is a number one, but we still actually do end up with two because we've got the Two Pentacles, but no, we're not going to count that. But otherwise, we've got 2, 2, and 2. Why do they want this intuition? Why is it that they're so excited about it? Why is that what's coming through for them? Because they need it for these hard decisions. They keep having to close their eyes. As a matter of fact, whenever you weigh something in your hands, do you ever close your eyes and kind of, like, let me move my hands a little bit and see. I don't know about you, but I know I do that as I'm saying it. So it's like right now we see this person's eyes are open, but soon, maybe in a few minutes, they might be like, oh man, I think I got it. Yeah, I think it's this one. They close their eyes just to check. What do we need to understand about these choices and where the divine masculine's going? And again, that they're an active participant. Oh, Page of Wands. This is a new discovery and they're giving it their all. They are now that Knight of Wands. And this is too funny. So we have the Mother of Pentacles. We have the Mother of Wands, the Queen of Wands. And it's a snake who I said, it seems kind of almost like they pretended to be a bird. This is so silly. Now I see like a snake in a tree and the somebody standing down low underneath the tree. And the snake is up in the tree, but all you can see is the snake, because it's along the branch, all you can see is a bird's nest. And the snake is calling down like, yo, yes, I'm a bird. Absolutely. And this nice little person comes along and he's like, "Oh, bird, can I help you with your nest? Do you need a stick?" And the snake is like, "Oh yes, please come up and bring me your magical stick. I mean, a regular stick. It's not magical. I'm not trying to steal it." And so they kind of try to get up there, and this, by the time they realize it, the snake grabs the stick. So now the snake has got the eggs, the nest, the stick, and the divine masculine feels like a fool. And they've been trying to figure out ever since, like a little kid, to get tricked like that, right? Like, dang, man, wow, man, I didn't even see no bird. I could have just asked the bird to come get this. What's wrong with me? That's the energy that they've had. But guess what? They got their stick back. They got their stick back, honey. They're not going to let this karmic energy continue to ruin their life anymore. They're not going to do it. They're going all in because they know how much time they wasted being nervous and in that kind of childlike space. They had so much information available. They had so many resources they could have used, but instead they did all this running around and being afraid and ignoring the downloads they were receiving, and they don't want to be like that anymore. What are we missing? What is an unseen physical shift? Oh my goodness, excuse me. Wow. So we just had two. Again, I know now I am going to count it. I mean, we already have the two right here. But it's kind of just like 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. 5. Oh, it's almost like five. Oh, wait a minute. Did I already say this? Feels like an echo, like deja vu. It's like going through every level of the tarot until you get to the major arcana. And then you get to that final level, and instead of having to go through 10 cards and in the court and battle the court, now you have to go, every single fight you have is just the magician, the high priestess, the empress. You're like, pow, pow, you're having to defeat all these people over 20 cards, and you're like, oh my gosh. But when you finally get to the end, you're done. And it feels like that 5 levels. It feels like they have to go through each of these things. And the beauty is we are going to experience that kind of transformation coming up here. We've already started it, but that would technically put us only on level 2. And that's not the vibe I get from the divine masculines. I feel like they've already done this. This is really crazy because I can't quite explain it, but it seems like what we don't understand is that the divine masculine is feeling the fear and doing it anyways, and they've been doing it. But because it wasn't in stuff that we actually cared about, oh man, I think I went through this with Mr. Lightwork too. How many of you have been there where your divine masculine, you can kind of tell that they wanted you to be really proud of them for something that maybe on one side, maybe they were supposed to do it anyways. Have you ever heard like a boss say that? Like, oh, you're doing what you get paid to do. You want a cookie? And then you're kind of like, I was really trying to make an extra effort. Or on another side, maybe it's like, hey, I'm focusing on building my business right now, and that means I can't focus on you. So I want you to be proud of me about my business, but you're more over here hurt about you. So now I'm hurt, and now we're fighting. That kind of like thing. I've seen that happen. I'm working with some couples that are experiencing that now. And so I'm telling you, like, there's something that we are leaving behind. And I think that we're going to have to have this belief that our divine masculine is really coming along. Because if we don't believe that, now we're going to be kind of doing a disservice to our own interpretations and intuitive understandings when we're watching readings, when we're, tapping in. So just be aware of that the divine masculine, this is the most confident page and the least confident page. That's what the Page of Wands and Page of Swords are. So to see them together says they're going to use all that stuff that they did put the effort into, the things that they were willing to try, the areas where they felt comfortable or like willing to do new things. They're going to use that to their advantage. And in the ones that they used to be scared and maybe sometimes would turn away or never try or never go out and do it, they're about to go And it's like somebody who is a natural at something, but they don't know it. It's like somebody who has no idea that they are a savant or they're about to become like the rookie of the year or something like that. It's very special. So, all in all, this reading to me was very powerful because what it tells us, and please do like this before you go, what it tells us is the divine masculine is being changed in areas that seem very specific to their intuition, their psychic understanding, and things that are bringing them closer to the vision, not of us coming together. That's just a moment or a short period of time, but of life together, the long haul. And there's something really special about the way it makes them feel. Like it's regenerative. It's ay, ay, ay. And it's been in them all along. It's been in them for a long time. And so all we can hope is that as they embrace this new path that comes after many, many battles and maybe even battles with self, if they're willing to do that and they're willing to accept us, and I think that their lives are bound to change for the better simply because that's kind of who we are as divine feminines in general. It's we spend a lot of time making things better just as like our nature, our hobbies do, our whatever. I can't explain it. It's just who we are. And by the nature of who we are, we bless people with our energy. We lift spirits in rooms. And I think that the divine masculine that you're going to get to see just from that part of you shining, I think that they're going to feel indebted to you. And luckily, you're not the type of person that would hold that over their head. Because, geez Louise, what you'll be able to do for them without even trying. Imagine if you made the effort, like, you know what I mean? Like to do something for them. They'll probably, oh my goodness. So this is very exciting. You just keep being yourself because your compassion stood out and continues to stand out. And it's what they know they're going to need. They have started to recognize the holes in their logic as well as their love jug, okay? You know, why they don't feel filled is because they need to kind of plug the holes or maybe just get a whole new jug. So I love you guys. I hope this has been a blessing to you. I want to just send out some good vibes. That's all. Yeah. I want to send some hope. I want to send some protection energy your way. I want you to be able to feel good and stable in these energies that are really meant to uplift you and change things. I want to send that acceptance energy, that freedom, and I want to send miracles. Because the divine masculine craving the high priestess level of intuition is a miracle in itself. I think we could use a few more to bring this on home. Silly. All right, well, I'm going to get out of here. If you need me, I am available this week for sessions. So I have phone calls, personal readings, and then some other stuff on my website. You can just check it out, see what you see. If you need me, email me. And by the way, if you've ever gotten anything from me and you didn't provide your email, I need you to provide your email, okay? So if you are going to get something from me and you just provide your phone number and you don't hear back from me, it's just that I need you to email me. And once I have your email, then I can send you whatever your order is or we can get you scheduled. So if you haven't heard from me, check your order, look at your receipt. And if you realize, oh man, my email's nowhere on here. Maybe that's why I didn't get an email about this. Oh, wait. And make that connection, then go ahead and shoot me an email, okay? All right. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. I love you. And by the way, if you, like me and Mr. Lightwork, have been waiting for The Chosen to come back out, it turns out that it's going to be on YouTube. So check out their channel. Okay. I love you. Bye.